treasure trove of curios, and I'm Rebecca. Today I'm going to go through some more things that I have picked up over the last few months or so, and I'll tell you what I found out about them. First item is this gorgeous ceramic cat. I picked this up at Salvo's in Altona. Now it's marked Domi, France, that way. And I did some Googling and I contacted a few pottery groups and things, and I can't find any information about this. The only Domi, France ceramics or pottery that I came across was, I think, a company that makes ceramic houses in France, but I haven't been able to find anything at all about this. But I think it's a fantastic little kitty, gorgeous blue eyes. If you happen to know anything about what this Domi France might be, please let me know. Next I've got this little pottery jug. It's an Australian pottery, which is, at least to me, quite obvious. I've certainly learned quite a bit about Australian pottery and how to recognise it over the last little while since I've been collecting things. And this one is from Stephen's Stonehaven Pottery. There we go. Which is a studio at Stonehaven near Geelong, and I believe that's still operating, so you can probably still pick up things like this. It's a nice little piece. Keeping with the Australian pottery, here's a nice piece that's by Ray Maloney. There you go, there's the mark on the bottom. Did I have that the right way up? Maybe. So Ray Maloney, from what I've learned from researching online, is that he studied a diploma of pottery and also got teaching qualifications, and so he became a teacher at Shepparton Technical College, where he spent his whole career there. And he retired in 1977 and decided to become a full-time potter. So he created a studio that he called the Mud Factory, I believe. And he retired in about 2002, retired from making pottery in 2002, and he's moved over a few different places and is now living in Pottsville in New South Wales. So the information that I've got here is from 2013, so I'm only guessing that he's still there with his wife. Yeah, but this is actually a reasonably collectible piece. It's a nice vase. I just think that the location that he's moved to, Pottsville, was very appropriate. Next I have got this dish, which was something that came from my Nana's house. It wasn't featured in the videos about things that came from my Nana's house because I had it stored in a separate place. Now on this it has Off to Widecombe Fair, which is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, by the way, which is a song that I think it originated in the 1800s. There's an earliest known recording of it is in the early 1900s, but it's believed to be quite a bit older than that. And this is by the Mayotte Company of Old Chelsea, Staffordshire, England, which they were operating under this name from 1898 to 1976, and this is likely to be an earlier piece that was probably to celebrate the song being released in those early recordings. And my items are actually quite desirable pieces, which this decoration along here with the sort of swirl pattern and the gold gilt around the edge, that's very characteristic. But it's got a small defect. You can see it just up here, which is a maker's defect. It's the gilding and the mold is all into the gaps. But maybe that just makes it a little bit more unique. Anyway, that's a sweet little piece. Then I've got for you this Queen Anne trio set. There's the cup and saucer, and the side plate as well. So on the bottom of the teacup we've got the name there. So it's from the Ridgeway Potteries, and I actually couldn't find an awful lot about the ages of things and how to tell the ages, but I did find something that had the same mark that was claiming it was 1980s, which I think is a pretty safe bet. Unfortunately, we've got a chip out of the top here. This is something that, it didn't come from my nana, but it's something that's been in the house for a very long time, and it's not something that we really like, I suppose. It's we've never used it. It's just been one of those things that's been put away in a storage box. I don't know where it came from. So in good condition, it's probably worth $25, but in the condition that it's in, maybe $10. Certainly still usable, but it's got that chip, which is a little bit nasty. Oh, and we've got the pattern number, which I think is 8302. It's a little bit worn on the bottom there, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it says. Next I've got for you this creamer and sugar bowl set, which I've actually also got a second creamer, but I will sell these separately. So I'll have this set of the creamer and the sugar bowl, and then I'll do the other ones separately when I sell them. These are Lancaster and Sandland. There we go. Which the company was operating under that name from 1944 to 1968. So they're quite old pieces. And there's the creamer. So it's a matching set. And then the other creamer, it actually has quite a bit more crazing on it, which in some cases makes it a more popular item. It's definitely a vintage piece. It's not fake crazing. And it also has the mark on the bottom there. Oh, sorry, I keep putting it upside down. So the set of the creamer and the sugar bowl, that's probably worth about $15, and then the other item's probably about $5 by itself. That's what I'm expecting it will make. And then I've got this vase, this brown vase, different images on the front and the back, which, there's the mark. This is actually the company as it was known before the sugar bowl and the creamer. So in 1906, the and Sons was added to the Lancaster name. So it has to be before 1944, because that was when it changed to be the, what is that, Lancaster and Sandland. So this is pre-1944, post-1906. So it's an early 1900s piece. But unfortunately, it's got a bit of damage to the top. Just here, it's been broken and repaired, but it hasn't been repaired very well. But it's still quite nice as it is, and it's probably worth about $15–20 in its current state. I picked up this brass vase from Vinnie's in Kilmore. It was a little while ago now. It has quite lovely detailing on it, and I think it's probably Indian. I think it's probably made in India. There's the top there. It doesn't have any marks, maker's marks or anything on it, but still, as it is, it's probably worth about $15. You'll probably make that. Which I've got a brass vase, not in here, that's always been on the shelf here, which is quite a nice one. It's nicer than that one. Similar sort of style, but I think it would probably make more, and I don't know whether I want to sell it yet or not. It's not something that I particularly like. I like it, but I don't know that I really like it here in the house. So then I've got this tankard with the fishies. And it's brown, very brown. And on the bottom, let's see if you can see this. There we go. It's got the Gibson's mark, which this mark is approximately 1950s. So that's also a nice vintage piece. Even though it's the age that it is, it's probably only worth $10 to $15. But it's still nice for a gift of a fishing lover, I suppose. I know quite a few of those. They've all been very upset with all this coronavirus and not being able to go out and go fishing. And the last item I've got is another item that was my nana's and was stored with the other bits there. And it's this metal frame. I'm pretty sure it's brass. I think it's possibly actually quite old. And just on the bottom here, it's got Deposé made in Italy. And on the inside, I'm going to open it up, which I don't want to do too many times because I don't want to break the seal too much. But I believe that my nana just cut out this fabric to put into the frame. I'm not sure where she got it from. It was glued onto the other bit, which is this image of the girl with the dead bird. I can't remember what it's called. It's something very similar to that, and it's just a paper print that could have been put on there on top of something else, but I can't find anything else. Can't see anything else under it, I mean. So it's got a wooden back. The things inside the frame are not what's worth the money. They're really not worth anything actually. But the frame itself is probably worth about $20. That's roughly what I'm expecting that I'll be able to get for this frame, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty great frame, and it's got, just up the top here, it's got a there you go, the hanging mount, which I think just has a piece of string in it, and unfortunately the felt on the back is a little bit damaged, but it's still pretty nice. Anyway, that's all I've got for you for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the, as usual, hit the like and the subscribe button if you want to see some more of this sort of stuff. And yeah, I hope you're all still well and keeping healthy and safe in this interesting time that we've got. Take care, everybody. Ta-ra. I just thought I'd add in this little bit at the end of the video to say that I've been having a bit of technical difficulty with setting up my eBay store. So hopefully by the end of the weekend I will have that all up and running, and you'll be able to buy things. So keep an eye out on my eBay store. The link is down in the description. And yeah, hopefully by the end of the weekend we'll be up and running, full steam ahead. Thank you.